Have you ever wondered what real strength looks like? No, I'm not talking about how much you can bench press at the gym or how tough you look under pressure. I'm talking about quiet strength, the kind that doesn't make noise, doesn't need to prove itself, but still keeps you standing tall when life throws its biggest storms your way. Picture this. You wake up every morning, even when you're tired, and you keep going. When everything around you feels like it's falling apart, you remain steady. This isn't the flashy strength. In action films, it's the quiet wins, the kind of strength you don't even know you have today. Where this isn't about the clear things you connect with strength. Instead, I'll talk about 7 things that show you're really strong, ready to find the unbreakable power inside of you. Let's get into this. Journey together. You face your fears head on. On facing your fears isn't something you're different if you choose to face your fears. So don't turn away. That's proof. If you're really strong, power isn't about not being scared of how you look, what to do when fear comes up. Know that fear isn't your enemy. It's a test, and you don't faint. From challenges. Remember the last time you faced your fears. Maybe it was giving a speech in front of a group of people, a dangerous job, or starting over after a setback, even though your heart is beating fast, and you took a step forward with your hands shaking, one step at a time, and what did not? You not only got over your fear, but you found a fresh sense of courage and keep your power inside. Stoic philosophy tells us that fear it's a stepping stone. When you face your fears, you don't just get past them, and you'll get closer. Chances for growth and the best copy of yourself every time you say, "I've got this," and you're not only beating me fear, but also give people around you hope. To understand that real strength isn't about not being scared, is what it's about how you rise, even though fear doesn't stop strong people from. They know that the whispers are on their way of doubt. What if you fail? It's not true that you're not good enough, but tests of their fix things instead of letting those they use whispers to keep them from speaking out. Fuel to keep going. So if you're someone who is brave enough to face their fears, don't just be happy, it's a sign of strength. This shows that you are able to getting through anything every time when you face your fears, you build resolve. And getting bigger and more powerful. You are the best version of yourself, then the most important sign of real strength. 2. You take responsibility for what you do. Taking credit for what you do is one of the most sure signs for power. It's not about being perfect or making mistakes all the time is what it's about. Taking responsibility for them when they happen. And if you do this, please let me know. Tell you that you're better than you. You should think about how many people don't duty they point the finger at to explain their situation or give reasons to keep from being criticized. It might feel better at the moment, but it's not you that holds them back in the end. Be brave and look at yourself in the mirror. Say, "I got this one." That's not only strong, wonderful. When you taking care of things you're doing strong, you're taking back control over, be in charge of your life instead of from outside forces. You're telling me, I have the power to fix every mistake. Every mistake becomes a lesson, chance to get better. That's the toughness, that's you wise, and that's what makes you. Besides that, don't forget to take responsibility for your things. Earns people respect you when they see that you're being ready to say you're wrong and fix it, and they'll trust you more. I respect how honest and trustworthy you are. You're inspiring them by what you do. What real strength looks like, trying not to fail, but to learn from it. Stoic ideas help us remember that how we deal with life is what makes us strong. Fights. Epicus said, "It's not what happens to you and how you handle it, that when you take responsibility, you're picking to grow instead of stay. When you're stuck, you choose to use your flaws, mistake as a building block for something bigger, So the next time you think about the choices you made and take responsibility and tell yourself that's not only a sign of strength, but also a proof of your show, that you're not that kind of person. You're not just living but thriving. It shows that you're not scared of you, and that, my friend, is what makes you a really strong guy. Keep up what you're doing is making more people want to, more people just by being yourself. 3. You make rules and follow them. There are no heroes like the limits of balanced life. If you want to live a strong one, you know how to set. Understand the rules and follow them, that you are one of the best things that are hard for most people. Setting limits doesn't mean pushing people away. They're about making room for you to become the best version of. Just think about the last time you had to turn down something. Even I knew it would let me down. Someone may have turned down an invitation because you had to go to a party, take a break after a long week, or you agreed not to take on more work. Work because you already had a lot on your plate. When it was full at first, you may have felt a pang of guilt, but you later saw that the choice you made kept the peace and helped you focus on what really important. This not only proved that you thank you for your time and effort, but I also sent a clear message to the people around you. The concept teaches you to respect yourself. For us, being in charge of ourselves makes us happy. Setting is the first step to self-mastery. People who are strong in their limits know that they can't pour into others if they're not giving to themselves first. Their cup is empty, so they put themselves first, so that when they give, it comes from a place of plenty. Not being tired doesn't mean setting. Setting limits isn't always easy, and people will push back against guilt trips or accusations to change, but strong people don't give up. When put under pressure, they stay strong because being open to everything they ask for is the fastest way to get burned out. The magic happens when you set limits. The wrong people will leave, but the right people will step up. People who admire how strong you are and value the most focused and healthy boundaries don't make you a better person. They make you smart and selfish. Help you decide what's most important to build deep ties and keep your inside safe peace. If you're brave enough to say no when it's necessary to make room for the things that make you happy, and are proud of making sure that you're not just show the world that you're honest with yourself. You know what you stand for and who you are. And that friend where you're going is real strength. 4. You're not scared to be weak, and vulnerable is often seen as a weakness. But if you're really strong, power doesn't to act like you have everything it means. Being brave to be in charge enough to say I'm not okay or I need help doesn't make you weak. It makes you strong. Think about the last time you felt like they had to deal with a project that made you work hard, or a life problem you didn't expect. Instead of denying how you feel, and as if everything were okay, you shared with a trusted friend what you got for your worries. In the return wasn't a verdict, but help. That's when you understand that admitting that you are weak not only took the pressure off and opened the key to knowing and getting along. Stoic thought tells us we can't control what goes on around us, but we can choose how to react to it. When you're free, because you know you're not perfect. Free yourself from the stress of lying. Giving people the chance to growth risk is the start of. That change is how you see that. Small flaws don't mean you've failed, but parts of your path to becoming. What's important is that you know that not everyone should be able to use your vulnerability. You make a smart choice, not because you're closed off, but because you care about your feelings. Health, that's a sign of strength. Most people who are strong aren't not ready to tell their stories or show. They know that each scar is a testament to strength, a part in their story of getting through it. Trouble if you've ever thought you had to carry everything by yourself. Don't forget that it's okay to say, I need. You can say you can't do it and still get help. That's not failure on its own. It's you can't find confidence in weakness, not only freedom, but also the power to change your inner world. And you are live proof of that. Strength 5. We keep going, even when life gets hard, does not give up when things get tough. The best signs of real strength when things get tough, the best thing to do is to give up or let things happen, stress you out, but you don't do that. You pick to keep going even if things get hard. The road turns into, and that decision shows, you're much stronger than you think. Think about a race. Runner 4, they know it will be hard, their legs hurt, and their breath hurts. It seems like it could give out, but instead of stopping, they pay attention on putting one foot in front of the other person. That's you when life trouble your way, a lost job, a failed romance, or a dream that doesn't feel right. Of reach, you don't let those things get in the way. Instead, you say, this isn't what you mean. I still have more to come. Stoic ideas teach us what's important in life. It's not what happens, but how you react to it. When you treat someone badly, you're not just going through tough times. You're changing those problems into moving stones for growth, and persistence doesn't mean going very fast or getting everything done right away. It's about not stopping even when you don't think you're making enough progress to. Take note, that's true. Resilience is a strength that comes from have faith in yourself and your abilities. Get through anything. There will be days when it seems like everything you do is in vain, but keep in mind that it's in those times when your biggest strength shows the strength to keep going. When it's a strong person, isn't someone who works hard, who never trips and falls, is someone who, after each fall, it gets back up. Before and every time you do it, you become stronger and more ready to take on. What will happen next if you're walking remember that the road is rough right now, that each step forward. It does matter every time you decide not to give. You're not just getting closer to your goal, you're making yourself stronger, more a good example of yourself, and that's what real strength is, not in getting everything but never giving up. 6. You help others get better. Standing up is a real sign of power, but no one is afraid to do it in a world where there is a lot of praise for offering to work together. People sometimes mistake support for a sign of weakness, but if you've ever praised the success of someone else, gave a helping hand without, you haven't asked for anything in return, has already shown a rare and an amazing kind of strength. I had a friend who someone younger at work that she didn't know have to do it because there was no clear help her, but she saw promise in her co-worker and happily helped and pushed him every step of the way. Because of this, not only did the younger co-worker did well, but she also built a friendship based on trust and good place for them both to live. The Stoic ideology tells us that we should lift up and rise. A lot of strong people know that being strong doesn't mean being overpowering. Letting others shine is what it's all about. Chances for for growth, and they know that by others trust them and help them grow a neighborhood where everyone is valued and supported. Helping other people doesn't mean giving up your own happiness. Boundaries are important. You can't cross them. Others up if you're low on energy, but when you find balance, you help other people while keeping your own strength. You shine like a star, what other people around you need. True being strong isn't just about getting your goals, it's about how you can help other people. Every time you take a moment to hear someone encourage their hopes or just trust in it's possible that you're having a bigger effect. Then you understand you're not just helping them deal with the problems, you're creating a history of trust and kindness. Strength. If you've ever helped someone up, take a deep breath and be proud of your strength. Isn't in league but in working together. And encouragement. Keep sharing the word. Believe in other people, because when we help each other out, we can do it. Is what you are and what you can't do. The world needs more of this kind of strength. 7 things you stick to. One way to stay true to yourself is to one of the most important things you can do in life, with ongoing push from society, hopes and similarities all the time. Staying true to yourself isn't just a challenge, it's a strong claim of being brave, is a clear sign of someone really strong who knows who they are and won't be afraid to live it. Being with a group of friends where you can't agree with something that everyone else does. Stand behind, it's simple to nod. You went along to fit in, but instead you can choose to share your opinion knowing it might not be cool to do that. Not only takes bravery, it honor. You're not moved by the noise, the crowd, or the people around you. Stoic philosophy tells us that no one can, not only your thoughts, but also when you. If you stay true to yourself, you'll find peace and build a strong base for. This isn't about every choice you make. It's not about being stubborn or cocky. Being honest with yourself is what it's all about. Flexibility without giving up your name. This doesn't mean you're people who are strong and don't bend. Know when to bend and when to stand firm. Know that being strong isn't about being stable. It's about knowing what you're ready to give in on and what's not up for discussion. When you say no, something that doesn't fit with your values, or bravely take the road less traveled, the way you're showing, amazing. Living an honest life isn't just a sign of power, an act of personal, when you have the guts to stay true to others, what you tell them to do in the same way. You become a light of hope, making that clear in a world full of stress. To fit the realism is unreplaceable. You inspire just by being who you are. If you've ever felt different or feel like they have to be someone else, keep in mind that what makes you unique is your strength. Don't give up who you are for short-term permission to stay. Being honest with yourself means you're part of getting better, something bigger. You show that being real is what gives you real power. Not because they want to please everyone, and that's what really makes you unshakable. So if you saw any of these signs, wow, you're one of the few people who understand how to accept. You don't need a crowd to feel alone, satisfied, and that's really great. Instead of jumping into deeper water, you pick quiet times for talks to get in touch with yourself instead of looking for approval. You've learnt strength from other people, in your own being real, but understand that you're a loner doesn't mean cutting off all links. Stoic thought tells us that balance is key. Being alone gives you room to grow, but where you find real friendship, spread and share your value. If this video was helpful to you, please like, share, and leave a say. Something about with your skills, you could be the spark. Someone else wants someone to try to have fun in their quiet times, and do not forget to join the group so you don't miss any more interesting, satisfactory. Thanks for being here, and don't forget to always be yourself. Whether by yourself or with other people, see you in the best strength of all the next movie.